Listen, welcome to TFG tonight. I'm your host, Mr. Haynes. Everybody in that place. But once he out of here, guess what? Pop! And all of us coming down. That's why I had to go and talk about Ivanka right quick, because they coming to sell this.
Oh, and you know this is what I love about President Barack Hussein Obama. No matter what, he kept it 100.
Wow. I was just getting ready to bring that up.
That's right. Yeah. So listen, if my company told me that I had to do something that I said, man, that's a little, we tripping. I mean, bro, half the country voted for a man that took diversity out of employment. Half the country voted for that man.
Turn up. What's up? I just started my end. What's up, y'all? Good evening. Welcome to the TFG tonight. And I am your host, ta-da, Mr. Haynes. Y'all doing all right this Monday evening? I am beyond excited because y'all, we got a lot to talk about. And we even got a special surprise for y'all today, right? Finna bring something new to the game. It's gonna be so exciting. Want to shout out to my boy Dwayne. He's not with us tonight, but hope you get the feeling better, brother. Appreciate that. Hey, y'all know how we do. When y'all come in, say what up. And listen, y'all know we're about them stickers, right? So y'all make it happen. Let's go. Keep it up with the Trumps. Listen, Donald's been busy these last couple of days. Y'all know that? Number one, y'all know what he's finna do, right? Twitter, Facebook, they're not letting him back on social media. So y'all know what a good narcissist will do. Just create his own, right? So Donald Trump has said that he is going to return to social media, but he's going to do it on his own terms, right? I don't know what, it's going to have to say something with Trump in it, like, right? I don't know, Trump me. That's going to be the new, instead of tweet me, Trump me. I don't know what he's going to do. It's going to be something stupid though, right? So y'all, he said that he's going to start his own social media platform, and he's going to, listen, I'm going to tell y'all, and again, this is just some good education. If he start, what's going on? The real estate insider, you doing all right? Hey, Shantae, thank you for joining me. So watch this. Y'all know if he start this, right, and if he take it to an IPO, y'all, yeah, Trump face, that's a good one, right? Y'all know, y'all might want to invest it because 74 million people follow this dude. And 74 million people is probably going to join the Trump face or the Trump messenger. I don't know. But on the flip side of this thing, y'all know what else he into? Guess what? There's some people that want to repo his plane, right? So there was a tweet. What's up, my brother? You doing all right, Ken? Good to see you, brother. So there was a tweet coming from a gentleman, Huffman for NC. I can just see it now. Yeah, that's it, right? It's gonna be a mess. So watch this, y'all. Trump's plane is so broken that the banks are refusing to repossess it because they know they won't even get a dime for it. Y'all know how raggedy a plane got to be for somebody not to want to repossess? I know y'all do it, and all my tote to no said amen, right? Y'all know how them tote to no cars be. Anyway, so listen, Trump wanted to paint the Air Force One with, the logo of his Trump name on it with that color, but I guess, man, that's bad if your vehicle is so jacked up they don't even want to repossess it because they know they're probably going to be in the hole for all that money and they can't do nothing with it, right? Yeah, probably one of them old Boeings, right? What'd you say, Trumpsters or the right, something like that. All right. Listen, I like Trump, but they're probably gonna get it right there, right? Hey, y'all know what we're finna do. Let's bring our favorite commentators on because the family is here and we got a lot to talk about, y'all. So there she is. There he is. What's going on, my people?
What's up? How y'all doing?
I'm good. What up? What up? So let's hear what y'all think about Trump. Y'all think he gonna get it? He gonna get his platform? What y'all think?
He'll get it. You said the magic word earlier because he's a narcissist.
Yes, sir.
but I don't think it's going to be as successful as people imagine. I agree with you in the sense that 74 million people follow him, but you know what history teaches us? You have to strike when the iron is hot.
Man.
And one thing you've noted about Trump and everything he do is always going to be the biggest and the best, and you can't believe how great it's going to be. But a funny thing happens no matter who you are, no matter how great you are, life goes on. And the reason why he wanted to hold power so long because he no longer has that platform. So his power, I believe, is shrinking steadily. And yeah, people will follow him. They'll my mother said one fool makes many. So many people will follow him onto that platform. Absolutely. But having said that, it's not going to make the impact that he imagines it's going to make, because now he's competing against something that's already established, and it'll be a fringe element. Now, I like your point that if you want to invest, get in, make some money, and get the hell out.
You said a mouthful right there, Doc. Ruru, what you think?
I'm not giving him my time or space to even talk about him. He a mess. I'm not jumping that bandwagon. No.
All right. Well, listen. Well, we got plenty to talk about. So listen, we're gonna get her in where she fit in. So what we got next, madam? What, look here. Uncle Joe, he already starting up, right? And I'm gonna tell y'all something about this. This is real funny how the Republicans have such an issue with what he's doing, but they could care less of what Donald was doing just this time last year with the same group of people, right? And nobody been trying to get to the border. All of a sudden, you see McCarthy out there, you see Cruz. I mean, really? Oh, so now y'all concerned? What's really interesting is Greg Abbott said here in Texas, Lee, you may not have known it, but Greg Abbott, all of a sudden now he wants to go inside to the compounds now, and he wants some of the officers to have conversation with these kids to see if they're being raped or they're being trafficked, right? I mean, did the light bulb just come on for y'all? What happened? I don't understand. What it's a problem because so many of them are trying to get in here because they only got 4 years before it's another. I mean, potentially another president, right? So they got to hear a bit on the other side, man.
So he's doing exactly what he's supposed to do. He's doing exactly what he's supposed to do. He said that one of the issues was the border control. And my question the whole time, whenever we had the president's last time, I'll say the last couple of terms, because it's not just Trump. It's when you have, even with Obama, when you had them, you know, I was questioning why they didn't keep the families together. Why were you separating the kids? Why everybody's undocumented? So it's not like you're like, is this your mama? No. Okay, then you don't need, like, they're not asking those questions. They're just tearing the families apart and trying to figure out. I don't even think they're trying to figure out who's who. They're just trying to, they know that they're illegal. So what is the point in breaking up, tearing kids away from the guardian that came with them? That's what I didn't understand. I hope y'all got an answer for that, because I'm still confused. So the fact that he's actually doing something about it or trying to do something about it, like, I want to physically see what y'all are doing. Yeah, it's optics, but he needs those optics. He needs somebody to sit there and show accountability, like he's actually doing something about that, about the children, and if they're getting trafficked, and asking those important questions, because it needs to be addressed.
Okay, well, I'll say this. There's an answer. It's not one that anybody's going to like, though. You're right, Rue, when you say that this is not just under one administration. There's always been issues at the border, and even under Obama, Obama administration originally created the holding camps. But what Trump did is he took it to another level by separating the families. And so to have these people, these senators and councilmen and whatever stepping out now, they're the most despicable people I've ever seen in my life. Because as you said, Brenton, nobody cared. Nobody gave a damn, for the last 4 years. But now that it's an albatross hanging around Biden's neck, all of a sudden they want to step in and act like they give a damn. The reality is, we need to say something, in my opinion, that they don't want to say. Some of these kids are never going to find their way home.
Right.
They're never going to be able to pair some of these kids back up with their parents, to be perfectly honest with you. And the other part of it is, again, in my opinion, the weak Democrats, they will not say what needs to be said. Because instead of coming out just saying, we didn't create this problem, you did. Anybody that ever had their car worked on, a good mechanic will tell you it's what's worse going behind bad work. A lot of times a mechanic won't touch your motor if somebody else has worked on it because they don't know what they've done. For Biden's administration to try to come behind and clean up what he created, it's much worse because now he's trying to fix some things he didn't even create, and they should call him out on it.
Yeah.
But they still playing nice.
So this is the interesting point, right? To Rue and Shantae and others that are watching and may have the same question. The whole thing is some people trying to deter them from coming to the border. And so Trump's rambunctious, just very dogmatic approach was, well, I'll put fear in y'all heart by snatching your kids away. I mean, but he's dumb. I mean, that's a dumb thing to do because you're going to catch heat for doing that. So at the end of the day, that was his attempt at trying to deter them from coming. And so this again, we're talking about that pendulum that keeps swinging from. So Trump on one end says, I'll snatch your kids away. Joe says, no, we're not doing that. And this big wave, this flood of people are just rushing to the border now to try to get their family on the other side. Well, I don't know how much y'all really, I understand it's probably bad over there, but the grass ain't that much green over here, y'all. So y'all be careful. It's AstroTurf over here. Y'all better watch it. You said, I know it was used as a deterrent, but is that not counterproductive? And again, you're talking about human beings that their number one goal is to put money in their pocket. I mean, listen, is it really difficult if you want to stop poverty to feed the hungry? I mean, I just made that up, right? Oh my, I can fix hunger. Is it not cool that if you want education debt to go down, why don't you make it free? I mean, these are not just epiphanies that it takes a PhD or some type of physicist to figure this out. No, they don't want to do it. Why? Because money is involved, y'all. So as long as money is to be made, and there's money to be made on the border, and I ain't talking about the restaurant, right? Yeah, so that's just what it is, man. So to answer your question, ma'am, that's his reasoning. He was being a bully.
I'm still not understanding how you can be about your money and not be humane in the process.
Easy.
That's
if it don't make dollars, it don't make sense.
Yeah, and at its core, though, that's politics. You know.
Yeah, but even in war times, if you're sorry. Oh, okay. So even in war times, like, you want a people to be healthy, like you want them to be taken care of. It's same thing in corporate business. If your people are happy, then they work better. So I'm not understanding, again, if you could see the humanity in a corporation to be profitable, then why not exercise that same logic with controlling a border?
Yeah.
Well,
hey,
let me say this. Part of the problem is Trump ushered in a whole new era of politics.
Oh man, yeah.
You know, when Trump took office, he exposed the underbelly of what America really is. See, for up to that point, we all put on our happy faces. They put Obama in office never with really any intention of him doing anything. It was a great feel-good moment. In our history, we never thought we'd see an African-American president, but they never had any real intention of him doing anything. They never imagined he would make 2 terms. Trump fed off that, and he exposed that there is a great populace out there that never wanted a black man in office, and
Mhm.
that even if they have a white man that's going to do them detriment, they still prefer that. And I go back to the joke that Dave Chappelle, that Chris Rock told. He said, "I'm rich, and there's some poor white security guard in here that still wouldn't trade places with me." So when Trump took office, he exposed a level of inhumanity that was already there. Lindsey Graham and those guys, they've been in those sacred cow positions for 40 and 50 years. And it's been going on behind closed doors. Trump just put it out in the open. The curtain was pulled back to where we can see what they actually feel about people now. And I keep saying this, there is no poor class. There is no real middle class. There is rich and there is poor. And if you don't fit in that realm, they don't care about you. And so
Yeah.
if they don't care about their own people here in America, do you really think they care about some people at the border? Like Brenton said, it's about making money, making deals. And as long as they can keep doing that, they don't see them as people. They still don't see us as people. So how are
Yeah.
they going to recognize them?
Yeah. And to your point, Lee, and to Shantae's issue, the reason why snatching the kids don't make money, well, that's the problem. If it made money, then it would be to their concern. But it doesn't, right? So what do you do when you have, like, if you making something and you have scraps? That's what this is. This is about scraps. There's scraps to them. It's not somebody's making money through the border, but it's not because they're taking care of people. No, no, no. It's because those cats are over there working on the border patrol, getting overtime out their butt. I mean, and listen, and them hot leg jokers that want to just be shooting. I mean, they just go to work, man. It's again, we're talking about a game within a game. If it's trafficking going on, don't you think they see it? Again, we're talking about intentional ignorance. Oh, is that your daughter? Yes, sir, that's my daughter. And she's shaking her head. Oh, okay, go on, sir, with your daughter. Are y'all kidding me? These people don't care about it. Okay, I don't even want to go. I ain't gonna take that rabbit hole. Go ahead, Ruth, and we get out of here.
Well, that's what I was about to say. I'm like, so then we can assume or imply that the government is maybe making money off the trafficking. Like, that's the only way
You
I can
don't
look
say.
at it.
Listen, trafficking went up. A whole lot of traffic was going on when the Super Bowl was in Houston. All of
Definitely.
a sudden, all these people coming in out of nowhere, and then Robert Kraft got caught up. You know what I'm saying? So it's just, again, y'all. Listen, y'all really don't want to know how ugly this world is. So tell her put a skirt down. I don't want to see that. Y'all don't want to see what's under there. So y'all stop asking and stop playing with that thing because it's not a pretty sight, as Jada Pinkett would say.
I agree.
All right, all right. Okay, all right, y'all. Now listen, I told y'all we was coming in hot and heavy this week, so we got to talk about this. I don't even know the dude's name. I don't even want to say his name because it's ridiculous, right? So the dude that said that he was having problems, uh, he wanted to help the world out with morality. And what's really interesting, y'all, he went to the massage parlors who was offering what they call happy endings, right? And so y'all don't know what happy ending is, okay? They was giving them happy endings. And so he went in there and had his happily ever after, and all of a sudden he has his conscience. I'm gonna tell y'all something. What's going on, buddy? Good to see you. I'm gonna tell y'all something. Uh, this is my issue with this. I I I really have a problem with the way they presented this. I mean, they were very quiet about this man's approach to hate, right? You hate, that is an abuser. For me, this is what one thing I want to say to everybody who's listening to me. There's only one group of people who are finding themselves guilty of abusing all other races, all other ethnicities. The same man that wants to abuse the black people is the same man that wants to abuse the Asian community, the Hispanic community. I don't show me a sign or a time where black people going on this rampage to kill Asians. Black people were going on this rampage to kill Hispanics. Show me a time. When did that ever happen? There is a common factor in this scenario, and it's the good old boy, right? It's them Dukes of Hazards, right? And this is my thing, y'all. Without getting into great detail, he'd been going there multiple times, getting his fix, but all of a sudden you want to take it out on them. What y'all think about this cat in this situation? I mean, I support Asians. This is the first time I've ever had to make this statement, but I denounce any hate supremacy that comes against any culture. I'm not down with that. Not at all.
It's not the first time. It's not the first time that you know, there has been a sort of racism towards Asians, and that was beginning in what, World War I, II? Like, what is it? Truman even had that anti-China rhetoric going on at one point. So this is not something new. This is just a repeat. And it's unfortunate because even if you look up Wikipedia, I can't stand Wikipedia, but if people Google some stuff, they can even see that they put in our history that the first like illness virus came from China. And this is before SARS, this is before the COVID, this is before all of that. They had already put out that China was the enemy. China is communism, China is bad, and this is starting from the First World Wars. So to have, you know, a group of people going against them now, it's not surprising to me, saying as I've seen it before.
Yeah.
Okay. So I know we got to wait 15 minutes before
Why you putting that up? Well, okay, brother. Good job. I don't know what that's about.
Now I want to apply to. Yeah, I would like to have read it because it's probably going to feed into where I'm. Okay.
It would.
So without being a potty mouth, because I curse a lot. Oh my God. You know. But I'm going to be clean here. I did a rant earlier in the week on this because I woke up early that morning on Good Morning America and Today's Show and CBS this morning it was on. Then that night, you know, World News Tonight with David Muir came on and they did a special on Asian American hate. And then the 2020 special was on Asian American hate. Let me state for the record, I don't want to come across as inhumane. So like you, Brenton, I denounce any kind of hatred on all levels. It's all wrong. Having said that, I don't care. 8 people lost their lives. And for that, I'm truly sorry.
Yep.
8 people lost their lives. And anytime somebody loses their life, that is tragic. But 8 people lost their lives from a massage parlor incident that some kind of way we're looking at as some national news. I have a problem with that. Because do you know how many black people get killed? 8 people get killed every weekend in Chicago, Little Rock, Arkansas, Kansas City, Detroit, all different parts of Atlanta, and it doesn't make national news.
But see, Lee, I'm a dialogue with you on this one right quick. Watch this. But the problem with them, when we have these conversations with our white counterparts, this is what they say. Well, what about that black on black crime? You're not going to have that with Asians.
There's white on white crime.
That's why I want to answer. So let me answer that.
You're right.
That doesn't get reported.
That's right. That's right.
The truth of the matter is, the truth is, the facts is, if you really chronicle the truth, each race commits crimes against their own. Right. But we don't talk about that. But my objection comes from the point that 8 people lost their lives in this national news because anybody other than African American, their lives are valued. If it's Jewish people, Nick Cannon could utter something against the Jewish community. He loses his job and he's got to go get some kind of insensitivity training. somebody black can get killed. Those people killed in the church, we have to wait for almost a year for it to come to trial. It doesn't become a national story because of what you just said, Brent. The mentality is a line that was uttered in one of my favorite movies, The Godfather, a long time ago. He said, let them kill themselves because they're animals. Let them lose their souls. Because they do not view us as human beings, if 8 people get killed, oh, well, that's just how they do. So for me, I'm sorry in my heart. I'm sad that 8 people lost their lives. I could care less about an Asian American hatred because in my whole life of 53 years, I've been followed and called the N-word
Look at Lee
and
running down
everything
the
else.
section. Appreciate that, brother. Thank you, brother.
Thank you, Lamar. But I'm sorry because I can't get up for that because we experience this every day of our lives, and there are no national news stories about it. And it's a whole lot more than 8 people losing their lives. I'm sad for them. But even on the 2020 special, you had famous Asian Americans coming out, speaking out. Where is your conscience when this was happening to black people? Where are those famous faces at? So for me, I'm sorry, but white people will go out and they will object to if too many trees are harmed or if too many whales get caught in a net. But let some black people die and then, well, that's just the way it goes. I don't feel anything, and that I'm sorry if that comes across as inhumane. I feel absolutely nothing. It was a massage parlor incident, and that's how I look at it.
Yeah. This is the thing. For me, man, I'm with you. This is something I don't know who said this, but I'm gonna make this statement. Right? They were saying that every community other than ours has a country that is associated with them. We're the only people that do not have a country that we can. So the Asians, again, they have a whole government. Well, hold on. You're right, but I'm finna make a point. What I'm what I mean by that, as far as you're right, we all live here. We are Black Americans, Asian Americans, Mexican Americans. I got that, but they're tied to another government. So, for instance, it's like if an American is in another country, they have a embassy that looks out for them, right? They have these places where people can go to find refuge. There is a things called diplomatic immunity, right? That is given to people who come from other countries to ours that are free to do things as they please, and they don't have to have any type of consequences. What I'm saying to you is, Asian Americans have a whole government that backs them. Like if America doesn't take notice and make something big about this situation, guess what? Asia gonna say something. Kim Jong Un, somebody gonna say something, right? And be like, oh no. What's going on? Like 8 people. We don't have that. The people that, like you just said, Rue, the very country that is ours won't even, just barely gave us our 3/5 right to be humans. So this is the problem on another level, right? That our issue is. We say African Americans are made to feel like outsiders in their own country by design. Nationally, yes, exactly. That's my whole point.
Right.
So we don't have
design. I don't have it in me. I'm sorry. I don't have it in me to sit here and not feel like I can make my way. Look, nope. No. This is America. Yeah. I'm American. I was here first. My ancestors were here first. And I look at the pale faces like, you a visitor, fool. You are the visitor. You are the immigrant. And because I know that and I understand my history, then I understand how to navigate through America. And I think more people need to do that.
I wish, and I love your idealism, but even I harken back to the incident with the NBA, with Daryl Morey from the Houston Rockets said something, and to your point, Brendan, the entire Chinese country is up in arms because money is involved, and they have a connection with the NBA, so they demanded that something be done. So to Brent, your point is right on, that they have an entire country that's watching. So if 8 Asian Americans lose their life, we better say something.
That's right. That's right. That's right. All we got is Oprah and Tyler Perry.
We ain't even got Oprah. Don't count Oprah. Don't count Oprah.
I knew I was gonna get it. I knew I was gonna get it started.
Oprah.
I knew I was gonna get it started. So listen, all I'm saying is, right, we all are fighting the same common enemy. So this is my point. Asians, Hispanics, listen, we need you guys' support as well, right? We understand. We're all fighting the same common enemy, and that's the white national supremacist movement.
Yes.
Right? That's our problem. And unfortunately, the more we find ourselves getting more opportunities to make money, more opportunities to own property and business, the more angry they are becoming. This man, listen, the officer that talked about the dude's case said he had a bad day. Are you kidding me, clown? He had a bad day? I had a bad week. What you gonna get me off for? I'm just saying, it's just foolishness, man. How we make excuses, but again, they taking care of their own, right? That's what they're looking out for. And so it is what it is. Y'all got anything else on that before we get out of here? Okay, all right. So listen, y'all. I am excited to bring up this. I told y'all we had a surprise, right? So listen, every Monday we're gonna have a new segment, and the big dog Black is gonna come in here and he gonna do his thing. Listen, we got a new segment called "Let Me Holler at You for a Second." And so this segment is for my man Lee, who has his own space to real talk for real men. And so what Lee's gonna do, he's gonna bring us some of his thoughts that he's been brewing over about some of the things that's going on in this world, and he gonna holler at us for a minute, and we're gonna speak on it. So, Brother Black, holler at him for a minute.
Yes, sir. So let me holler at your audience for a second about this Kirk Franklin situation.
Yes, he going
sir.
heavy.
Yes, sir.
He going
Yes,
heavy.
sir.
And the family.
Yes, sir. You know, look, I do not shy away from controversial subjects, and I like to talk about them in a real way. And I always have this saying: we can agree to disagree without being disagreeable.
I'm gonna have to put my glasses on for this one. It's gonna get ugly.
My thing is, to set the stage, Kirk Franklin, we know who he is. He's made his living, gospel industry, and all of a sudden he's in hot water because his son records a conversation. This is a 33-year-old man records a conversation with his father about some disagreement. And then, of course, Kirk Franklin comes on unified with his wife, talking real calm, telling the whole backstory of how they've been working with the son. And in reality, I thought, okay, this is going to go away. But the story got legs, y'all.
Man, I mean, some real long ones too, though.
So just today, on this Instagram post, this guy that's called the Pascal Show. He actually interviewed the second part to this story, that apparently the son had revealed to his roommate that his father had molested him. And this is the source of where a lot of this is coming from, because Kirk Franklin and his wife, they made their rounds on the show saying about how he's got problems. And to Kirk Franklin's credit, sacred cows came out the woodwork. Steve Harvey, right here in Atlanta. What's the other guy? Ricky Smiley.
Yeah.
They came out of the woodwork and they was in full support of Kirk Franklin, that he's grown, he don't owe him an apology, this and that. So what I normally do on my show is I like to throw it out there. What do you guys think about this situation now that it's being alleged that there was some molestation going on? So does that change your thinking? And the son, 33 or not, having all of this pent up rage and anger towards his father, even though they're presenting this united front to make him look like the enemy. I know what I think, and I'm gonna keep it real. So what do you guys think?
Go on, Ruth.
Man, let me tell you. Okay, so when I saw the thing when I saw it, I was like, all right, they kept saying that they were teenagers at the time and he was difficult and blah, 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 blah. And the wife got, or the ex-wife got on there and was like, yeah, we sent them to counseling. And then that part comes out and I'm like, oh, this does kind of make some sense. If you had to go through counseling, you had to go, they were trying to get them help. They were trying to sweep this under the rug. They were trying to really keep this under wraps. But I'm going to say it in relation to my own kids. When they feel like they have been wronged to the point where they don't feel like it's justified, they see you in one light and that's it, it's really hard to come back. Like, it's really hard to get that under wraps. And to have him in the position that he's in, to be all godly and sanctified, and to have, oh, you can't bury them demons, honey. You can't bury them. You he didn't let that one go at all. He letting everybody know, you know what? I wasn't gonna say it, but now I am, because you done pissed me off. So this is what you done did. Ain't enough counseling in the world to help you with that one. I'm sorry. You really just don't, that you can't let that go. You can't, especially when it's your own father. It's your own dad. It trickles back in you. You end up with PTSD. Bro, the only thing he can do is own that and be like, look, I'm a terrible person. That's it.
You throwing bombs, huh? You throwing bombs. Okay. All right. Okay. So I'm gonna be careful what I say here, because it's lead segment, right? I want to say this. I don't judge him because I don't have the authority to do so. But because he professes that he's a Christian, I can't hold him accountable, right? And so for me, my understanding of accountability is that I give you the opportunity to make better decisions. But the problem is that they keep making bad decisions about the situation. And I'm gonna tell y'all something that y'all may not realize. Like, I'm very analytical, and so on surface, it looked like his son had leaked this audio about um, the molestation and all that as a counter to his father's interview. But see, the problem is when more people start getting in your business, more people know stuff, they start running their mouth, and this is what happened. Apparently, that video that he's talking about listening to that music and hearing him talk about being molested, that happened in Christmas. That didn't just happen. That's an old audio before any of this other stuff came about. Now, what that did, that changed my rudder on my ship. Because number one, I've been in foster care. I've worked in foster care for 10 years. I don't do it anymore. But I'm gonna tell y'all something. When you do work in foster care, that is like entering into the matrix.
Wow.
You will see things that you never thought you would see before. You will see young people go through things that you thought, man, I'm 30 some years old and I ain't never had to go through some of the stuff you go through. And I'm talking about with their own parents, right? And so for me to hear that young man say that, and then to find out that that wasn't a retaliated video audio, but that was actually something that someone else recorded. See, when you start hearing the context of why things are happening, see, that wasn't, he didn't even record it. It was somebody else that recorded it, trying to get at him.
Correct.
And they held that thing for months.
Correct.
See, what this tells me, ladies and gentlemen, this is not going to end well. This is not going to end well for nobody. And and this is my prayer. I pray that because of all these sharks out here and all this audio going in the water like chum, right? These sharks are finna devour this family. Would you say, I guess I'm confused, because one moment he's complaining about his dad not being around, and now he's saying molested him. Who wants a molester? So see, okay, and that's fine. We can talk about it.
Okay, I can explain that one.
I'm gonna let you have it.
Explain that one, actually.
Okay, so I'm gonna finish my statement.
Okay.
I'll let you have that. So this is my thing. these sharks out of here, I just hope everybody is doesn't get to a place to where they want to take their own life. I see where this is headed, and bad things can come out of people being in other people's business. My thing is, y'all may want to lay low because you might be next. So I got more to say, so I'm gonna let this thing keep going. Go on, Ruth. Go ahead and explain.
Okay, so I'm gonna explain it from a perspective of, ask the question, why would you want a molester in your life? It's not the fact that you are realizing that they are a molester at the time. You are, if they're a good molester, I'll put it that way, if they are good at what they do, and I'm sure Oprah has said this too, then you don't feel like there's something wrong going on. You just want that attention. You want them to you want to make them happy. You want to make sure that everything's positive. It's a positive thing. So I can see him sitting there saying, I just wanted to be a son to you. I wanted to be, somebody you could be proud of. The molesting thing had nothing to do with the other, if that makes any sense. It was kind of like he wanted to see him, to me, in my eyes, he wanted his father to see him as a son. But because that line had been crossed, then it's like that partner doesn't see me as an equal or as a level of expectation like he should be. So it's a whole nother level. I'm not sure how to explain it correctly, but that's how I looked at it from.
Go ahead.
So I don't want to monopolize the rest of the show, but I want to end my little segment by saying this. Shantae Gibson, you hit it dead on the head. It's still his father. Once we get through assessing blame and all that stuff, your father is your father. And then let's not forget the demographics in the fact that in African American homes, not many of us black men grow up with our father in the home. And so no matter what he's done, he's still his dad. But my thing is that I love what you said, Brenton, about not judging. We don't have the power to do that. That's for God to assess. I was molested at 7 years old. Just like the Antoine Fisher story by a female cousin. Now, here's the crazy part. I enjoyed every bit of it because I thought it was normal. And so growing up, having been exposed to that, we as African Americans, we have deep, dark secrets. We have skeletons. And historically, we're not taught to seek help. Comedians have made a joke about it. Take some Robitussin and go walk it off and go lay down.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna say this last part without getting too deep, because the subject is deeper than people see on the surface. If we're going to acknowledge the Me Too movement is okay for women, then it's got to be okay for men too. So if he's coming back telling you that something this tragic has happened, don't be so quick to disbelieve him, to question his motives, because guess what? If it's good for the goose, it's good for the gander. And so even when they want to question this man's motives on this show, well, he might have been drunk. No, the guy was just gay. And I don't mean that as a gay slur, but Kirk Franklin is a little shaky. He played for both teams. His son looked like he's shaky. He played for both teams. And so there's a lot going on behind the scenes. And when you start mixing in religion and money and power, this is the formula you get for disaster.
Okay. I'm finna crank up the chainsaw. I'm finna crank this chainsaw up right quick. What's up?
I was gonna say, okay, so since Lee said it first, I'm explaining from my experience. If y'all didn't catch that. So, in my experience, that's how it felt. I wanted the approval part, and that's what I was getting at. But not to harp on that. But I feel like with Kirk, maybe that's the reason why he turned to gospel and he started making his money through gospel, because he needed to do a lot of repenting. I'll leave it at that.
Okay. And I'm with y'all. And listen, and I appreciate you all telling the truth about where you guys are. You know what I'm saying? I believe there's a lot of people that watch us that have the same thought process, but I'm going to crank this chainsaw for just a second because I want to speak to my hypocrites. This is the problem when you guys begin to point fingers about situations that you stand far from, but you don't understand it's right behind your back. And the fact that we're dealing with abuse from a young man, right, creates its own trauma. If you don't understand what the word trauma is, that's when something happens to you and it deals with your psyche. Okay. It begins to distort things in your head. I'm gonna tell y'all something. This is what's wrong with us. And I say us, I'm talking about human beings. We will look at this situation with Kirk and his son, and a lot of people won't view it the same way as Boosie did with his son. If y'all don't know what Boosie did with his son, he was trying to scare the gay away by bringing those women in and letting them go and give them some of that. Okay, I want, but some of that happy ending, right? And so that, ladies and gentlemen, that is abuse. And so when who teaches you? Your children learn from you. So if your parents grow up and you smoking, or if your parents grew up and they drinking, or your parents grew up and cussing, you have kids that hear their parents curse every day, and they'll go to school and say the same thing. And they say, that ain't a bad word. My mama say that all the time. Absolutely. Right? That's the problem, ladies and gentlemen, right? Where abuse is abuse no matter what. Thank you, Shahana. I appreciate that, man. Oh man, good looking out, Mills. I sure appreciate that, man. Thank you so much. So listen, I'm just trying to get y'all to understand, just because you ain't gay and you haven't had those issues, that don't mean you can hold a different standard to a situation in that moment for somebody who's trying to do it heterosexually. It's the same thing, right? And to speak about why people do what they do, I can't tell you, but I don't think we want to find out, right? I don't think we want to figure that out, right? Because sometimes, even in Lee's situation, if a young man is being preyed upon by an older woman, well, shoot, man, you go to school and tell the partners, hey, man, I'm sleeping with this older lady. Until you have a son that's your age, you were like, hey, what is going on?
I can truly tell y'all some stories, and that's why I call it real talk. And because I go behind the scenes and peel the layers back and talk about it in a way that we just don't do it. So I hope you guys hear me. I would love to have you come to my show tomorrow night. As a matter of fact, we're going to discuss this Derrick Jackson situation in a very real way.
Good luck with that. You can't discuss truth with a faker. All right. So listen, that's our slant on Kirk and the family. So for all y'all that believe in prayer, y'all pray for them, because listen, they gonna need it, man. Like, I don't know whose life's gonna change more, Carrie Ann's or Kirk's. But something about to go down.
You're right.
All right, y'all. So listen, before we get into our final thoughts, I just want to tell y'all, are y'all enjoying y'all stimulus money? I hope y'all are.
I ain't got mine.
Listen, you ain't got yours?
I ain't got mine yet.
Yeah. Okay. I'm talking about all the people who watch it. I hope y'all enjoying y'all money. So listen, I just really hope that y'all that got y'all money, y'all ain't already spent the other money that y'all think y'all was getting in July.
Wow.
Because guess what? It's delayed. So I hope you ain't told the rental centers and the total notes that, hey, I'm getting another check in July. I'm gonna hit you. Ain't working. They IRS said they're gonna hold your money up. Y'all may not get them payments for Uncle Sam giving y'all child support. Y'all may not. Go ahead, bro. It's good.
And Brent, the Democrats in the stimulus bill forgot to include the clause that would stop creditors from taking the money. So guess what? Some people, those creditors can take part of that money. They didn't put it. They didn't put that clause in there.
Yep. That matter of fact, the GOP voted against it to make sure. So man, I'm telling y'all, listen, these jokers playing some power plays, man. Listen, I think Super Mario get a big mushroom. These boys are poking them mushrooms up for real.
Yes, sir.
So I just want to tell y'all, listen, I don't know when y'all get y'all child support from Uncle Sam, but just like a good deadbeat daddy, you ain't gonna get it when you think you're gonna get it. So just watch out for all that. Woo, man, this has been an amazing show tonight, man. I hope that people have been sharing, have been learning and been listening. I want to say this before we go to our final thoughts. I want y'all to know something. We are commentators, right? We're not journalists. We're not here to try to get you all your news. You can Google all that. What we are here is to give our thoughts and our conversation to things that are happening, right, in a very articulate way to help people that don't know how to put their thoughts into words. Maybe we can say something to you guys about things that's going on, whether it's politics, whether it's a situation that we just talked about tonight, right? And give other people who don't look like us an opportunity to hear from folks that ain't just tripping and didn't grow up with an education. So this is our way of giving back to you so that you guys can have a better opportunity to have some thoughts about what's going on in this world. So I just want you to know, man, I appreciate Rue. I appreciate Lee. Listen, this is the squad, right? And so this is what we're gonna do every Monday night. And y'all make sure y'all go check out Lee this week because he putting in work. I may have to slide over there and see what he's talking about old Jackson, but we'll see. All right, y'all, let's do these final thoughts and get out of here. What you got, Black?
I want to thank TFG Media for bringing me on board. I'm loving the experience. I've been watching you guys from afar, to be honest with you. See what you guys do, and you just summed it up. You're right. I love the fact that you guys cover politics, sports, relationships, and you talk about it in a articulate, intelligent way. And so you're lending something to society to get people to have an opportunity to expand their minds. True education. I work in education, and I have a saying: true education is realizing what you don't know. What you don't know. So the fact that you guys have created a platform where people can come in, because guess what? Everybody don't like watching the news, or maybe they don't Google news, or they don't know everything about sports. So to be able to have a place where they can come and hear somebody talk about things in a common, everyday way and make some sense of it, I'm just so proud to be a part of it, and I thank you guys.
Yes, sir. Rue. She was real mild tonight, but it's all right. It's all right. But we love that. Look at that back screen.
I love it. I love it.
But she love.
Big ups to my Asian community. And and Granny. So my Granny's been watching, man. That was yeah. So hi, Granny. How are you? I didn't do the potty mouth today. Aren't you proud of me? Okay. So
yes, sugar, sure is.
Yeah. So I just want my final thought is, everybody has a way of dealing with things, and you can't put a time limit on anybody's healing. So I would keep that in mind when dealing with people, because everybody has a story. So just be empathetic. Don't just be tolerant. Be empathetic to that person. Not sympathize, but empathy. Meaning find a way that you can relate to the emotions and the healing process that they're going through. And it's not just a day thing. It takes realistically a lifetime. And some people still don't get it. But it's okay. Just be their support system, help them through it, do whatever you can, and show the love, man, because that's all we need to do is to keep people humane. Just be a decent human being, people, and don't be spending your stimulus checks on stupid stuff when you get it.
That's right, because gas almost $3 already in Texas. What's gas in Georgia?
We're up to 264.
Oh yeah, we got y'all beat 271. Yes, sir. And climbing. And climbing.
I didn't like it.
All right, let me have it, man. Listen, again, I want to thank everybody. Thank Shahana. Thank Lamar for sending us those stickers. Y'all was kind of tight tonight. I think it's okay. I ain't gonna go there. Listen, do it one time for Kurt. You know what I'm saying? Show some love. But anyway, I want to say this. I don't normally get deep on us, but I feel like I need to because we talked about some pretty heavy stuff tonight. So I'm gonna tell y'all something. We talk about what the world needs is love, but people have a lot of definitions for the word love, right? There's a lot of definitions. So I want to tell y'all everything you hear people say about what love is, it's normally going to be their own interpretation, right? Based on their own experience, based on their own perspective. But what I want to leave you guys with is some hope. And so if you believe in someone that is above you, whatever that looks like, I want to tell you this. Love is when he allows people to go to heaven, even in the midst of them holding secrets from hell. That's what love does. So y'all keep all them secrets. Y'all keep doing all this hating, but just understand the one who has the power to love is the one that has the greatest restraint to put you somewhere that you deserve to be. Listen, y'all. That's Lee. That's Rue. I'm Brenton. See y'all Monday. We out.